Hi, this is Gladys, your online financial planner. It's so good to be doing this video again. I'm sure you're enjoying the second day of your compulsory holiday. And today is April 1st, and it's so, fulfilling, and it is awesome to be alive in spite of all that happened in the first quarter and is still happening. God has kept us. We have breath in our lungs. We can move, we can walk, we can talk. It is really good, and we just give God all the praise. Also, it's a good time to reflect on the past 90 days, January to March. Time to look inwards and, ask yourself or praise yourself. What have I achieved? What have I done? What have I not achieved? What have I not done? Well, the thing is, don't beat yourself up if you haven't met your financial goals or your personal or life goals or aspiration. You still have time, but the thing is, let us be judicious with our time. Time is one of the most expensive currencies on the face of the earth, and so we need to maximize it as best as we can. Yes, glad it's easier said than done. We have to keep saying it so that we can keep hearing it and it becomes a part of us. Trust me, I still am trying to master time. Anyway, to the video for the moment. Yes, I just want to talk about the financial tracker. Sometimes on our cars, we put up trackers so that we know where our cars are, especially if we have drivers who drive us or we run fleets like the Uber, Taxify, or the Bolt, fleets. So you want to know where your car is. So you put up a tracker so it tells you where your car is. You can do the same thing with your finances. Track your money, know where it comes from. In my last video, I talked about, understanding your money flow, the currency, what flows to you and what flows away from you. And a good way to do that is having a financial tracker. Now, what are the benefits of having a financial tracker? Number one benefit is that it gives you a historical timeline. It shows you a journey of how your monies have come or gone from you. You understand? Secondly, it makes you accountable to yourself, first and foremost, and also to the money that God has given to you to spend, or the money that God has given to you from your business activity. It keeps you focused. You're accountable and it keeps you focused. And then lastly, you learn from that experience. You learn from the history that you have created, and you also learn from, the achievements or the things you have achieved. You understand, being accountable to yourself. You can also pass this knowledge on to some other persons, your children, or even your group or other people to help them also, as they go on their financial journey. So the question now is, how do I create a tracker? What do I really do? Well, it's very simple, actually. You could start with a manual tracker. Like, I have a lovely notebook here, and it says the greatest story ever told, my journal. I like it. It was a gift from a lady called Rufaro from Nedbank, and I've kept it. I haven't used it because I want to use it for something else. And on the side, it has a lot. It says my story, your dream, satisfied, live, my journal, destiny, and all that. And it's just what what I would use as a tracker. And funny enough, inside there are a lot of inspirational quotes and all that, So if you're going manual, it's really nice that you actually have something that would excite you. You'll want to write it in. Some of us are so good with our phones. You can do that on your phone. But I still like the traditional paper, pen and paper, to write. There's something about that. It's like you transfer something and you put it in there and it's there for you. And so You could write it out. And a good way to track your finances is, we recommend usually, financial planners recommend usually, is write out everything you spend, or write down every income you make. That's a good way to track your funds. I recall we had advised somebody to do that, and she started doing it to the irritation of her colleagues. But guess what? At the end of the day, everybody learned from that experience. I mean, she was so detailed. If she bought water when she went out, if she bought a bottle of water, she'll write it. If she buys chewing gum, she will write it. Everything, she wrote it down. And at the end of the day, she was able to see where she was, leaking financially, to close up those places. And also, she was able to divert monies, to other places, savings, her children's, investment vehicles and other things like that. Now, that's for the manual one. Electronically, you can also set up a tracker. Good enough, the banking system gives you trackers. Your SMS alert, your email alert, your bank statement, they're all trackers. They tell you how your money come and how your money go. I usually do not delete my SMS alerts nor my email alerts, because I want to check up something as I'm on the go, and so I can always go to them. For those of us who don't like to leave those kind of records, you can look through them, record them somewhere else, and then delete them for security reasons. I will say I've been blessed using my phones. I can recall losing my phone just once. I don't know. I think I'm just blessed. I've lost the phone, or the phone was stolen from me just once. I usually use my phone still. Maybe I've used the money out of it, or it's time to change it. So you could do that. And then also, for those of us who are mathematically inclined, you could set up, using the Excel tool, set up a tracker. When we go that route, I normally recommend two types. There's one that is the monthly tracker, where you put in your income and your expense. You throw in a formula that throws out figures for you. Like on top, you can have your income line, what you receive every month or every week, however your money flow is, and your expenses. It's something you could do if you have a company or a business, you have an accountant. They're quite detailed, and they can get the history, of your funds for you. But it's good also, as an individual, you do that for yourself. So at the end of the month, it actually prepares you. Oh, I know this is what is going to come. On any unexpected income, you put it in there. And so it shows you areas that you have to work on. Oh, this line needs to go off. I don't need this. I'll move it to next month. It just, that's where I talked about you being accountable, you seeing a history, and you learning from the experience. That's a benefit for it. You can also have what we call a daily tracker on Excel that is quite detailed, and it breaks down everything. Like this lady I was talking about, from her journal, from documenting it, she can move it onto Excel and throw in everything that she has one by one, which at the end of the day is quite interesting. I have been opportune to see, the daily tracker of some people, having worked with them. And sometimes when I see some things like, wow, I never used to take this into cognizance, and I go back to my own tracker and I plug it in. This is a good time to set up a tracker. I'm going to set up a new one again. This is a new season, a new quarter. I'm going to set up a new one again because I really want to be accountable to myself, and I want to be sure that I am on point with my finances. So, to wrap up, a tracker is just something, as I said, you use to track your financial journey. It is good to document. It is also good to have it electronically, because now we're, on platforms and things like that. Like I said, what is the benefit of having a tracker? One, it shows your financial journey. It shows a history of what you've done. Like when you see your statement is a snapshot of a particular period. Your monthly statement, your statement at the end of the week, or your statement for 3 months or 6 months. It is a picture, it's a photograph of what has happened as regards your income and your expenditure. On your statement, you normally see debit, credit, and then you have your balance. So it gives you a picture of what has happened. You understand? So your history, and then it also makes you accountable, and then you learn from the experience at the end of the day. There's no better way to grow but to learn. And so I hope I've been able to add some, you know, flavor to your financial journey. Try it. You can call me up. No, you can't call me up. It's only you can only do that if you have my number. But you can send me, you know, a post on Facebook. You can send me one on Instagram. You can go into my DM. My handle is Gladys, small letters at Gladys underscore Dokobo. Or you can go on to the underscore investment underscore hub, on Instagram, and we can talk about it. I'm open to have discussions with you. It's quite exciting when you sit down and talk to people about finances, because you also learn from the experience. So here is getting ready to roll into day 3 of our compulsory holiday. Rest, 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 pray, 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 study the word of God, read a book. I have, I think, about 6 ebooks that I have to go through, and I must go through them because some of them are interesting topics that I'm focused on. So this is Gladys signing out. Have a lovely night, and God bless you. Bye.